Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jani. This is a cross-stitch channel where I talk about cross-stitch and projects and fabrics and materials and topics related to cross-stitch. If this is your first time here in my channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy the content. I usually upload videos every week. I have videos in Spanish and in English. But yeah, I hope you enjoy, me talking about cross stitch and showing projects and my journey as teacher. I am a Mexican stitcher, but I really love all this cross stitch world and talk about it and share my projects and plans, and sometimes making stitch with me videos. I usually don't do much videos about getting a stash or new fabrics or flosses, or because it's not always easy here in Mexico or Latin America to have access to all these materials, but we find conversions and we like to use local materials and personalizations and having fun and trying to make these projects a reality, and with this Latin American twist. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the content, and if you like, you can subscribe and click the bell. I also have an Instagram page where I usually post my progress pictures and plans for future pieces, and I hand out my fabric and my flosses and all good stuff about cross stitch. So yeah, I hope you enjoy my channel. And if you're already a subscriber, welcome again. I'm so glad to see you here. And today, especially today, I want to share with you this review of 2022 with my finishes, some of my weaves, and some of the things that I did related to cross stitch, and that make me really happy through all this year. So I hope you enjoy this video. May I offer a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, a beer? I hope you have a good time. So let's start with my finished projects of the year. I really want to have a last finish, but it was not possible. But let me show you the last project that I work on this year, that I'm very sure is going to be my first finish for next year, but I just couldn't finish her for 2022. So here she is Petal Fairy, no, Feather Fairy by Mirabilia, by Nora Corbett. I am stitching her in a cotton fabric very similar to linen 36, and I make a conversion of her skin. I really enjoy to make conversions of my project. As I was telling you, sometimes to adapt the materials to the materials that I can have access here, and but other times for representation, I really like to show my mirrors with a more Latin American color, skin color, or hair, and I really enjoy to make that conversion. So here is my almost finished Feather Fairy with this adaptation, and with her wings I also change the original colors and use just metallics thread for her wings, and she looks so pretty. We always say it's not easy to show the real colors of hand-dyed fabric, and with metallics it's also a struggle because you can really see all the sparkle in her wings. She's so beautiful, and I'm sure I will finish her really soon. But yeah, I want to, a special mention for my feather fairy. Almost a finish for 22, but not yet. And now let's talk about the actual finishes that I did. My first one, it's a Mirabilia, is Twisted Mermaids, and I really love stitching this project. I use again a fabric cotton. This is a 36 count, and I dyed the fabric to give this like two colors. So I try to place the design in the middle of my dye fabric to give one of the mermaids one color and the other one another color as background. But yeah, I really love the final result. For this project, I use rayon flosses and also CXC flosses for the skin. Again, a conversion of the color skin. And yeah, I really love it. I use different beads and crystals that I have in my stash, or I got from jewelry store or craft store more precisely, and I try to get different beads and small crystals and things that I can use in my project. So yeah, I really enjoy stitching this project, the Twisted Mermaids. Another of my finishes is Keys to the Kingdom by Rosewood Manor. In this case, again, I made a personalization of the original design and decide to add these little metal keys, real keys, among the stitched project, and I think they look so pretty. I attach the keys with nylon thread, the one that I use for attach my beads. So yeah, it's really invisible thread. So the keys looks really nice. And this is a project that I stitched in a Lugana 32 that I dyed, and the floss is a sulky type of floss, but by Gutermann. So yeah, really pretty. Another project that I finished this year is this free design by Jacob de Graaf from Mother Folk Embroidery, and it's a design dedicated to crane. So I love it, and I finish as a candle, like embellishment. But yeah, it's stitched in Aida 18, and I finished the border with this creep crack or something like that, and yeah, I really love it. So yeah, I think it looks so pretty, and it's such a special design. So yeah, this is another of my finishes of the year. Other piece is this sampler. This is a piece from a magazine, a French magazine. I'm going to let a picture of the magazine, and I love it. I love it. I stitched this again in a Lugana 32 with different silk flosses. It's not the colors that are indicated in the magazine, very similar colors, but I decided to use, you know, the flosses that I got in my stash from other projects. So yeah, I love this design, and it's not very like my style, but I love it. I love it, and it's always I think it's always good to take that chance on to have that adventure of trying different things. And I really really love the roses and the colors, and of course the doll is so cute, and the doll is stitched 1/1. So yeah. And the rest of the design I stitched 1/2 in this 32 Lugana. I really enjoy with just one thread. So yeah, I try to select my fabric and my flosses in order for me to be able to stitch with just one thread. Usually over two of the fabric, so I tend to choose a higher count fabric. But yeah, I really love it, and I love to use with Lugana 32 one thread, and I think for me it's like the perfect combo. You know, you get that coverage, not full coverage, but good enough, and you can see the shape of the cross, you know, the stitches, and it's really easy to stitch. So I love to stitch with one thread, but I also really like to see the pieces in Lugana 32 with two threads. The crosses look so full and so beautiful, and you know, it's a matter of taste. You can do whatever you want. That's important to you know, you can take advice and you can take inspiration from different parts, but at the end you are free to choose whatever you want. It's your project, it's your time, it's your hobby. You are supposed to enjoy that. So you know, have the freedom to select anything you want, and there are not cross stitch rules. You can do whatever you want. It's your floss, it's your fabric, and if you don't like, you know, the result, you can start again, you can start another project, you can make changes, you can decide, you know what, this is the end of my project. Even though you have, you know, just a fraction of the design, it's yours. Enjoy that. So yeah, I really love that freedom of decide what to do, what to use, what colors, what size of fabric. And you know, it's at the end, we all personalize our projects because we stitch different from other stitchers. We have different tension of the flows. We can have different, you know, orientation of the stitches. We have different methods of stitching. So you are personalizing your project. So go further. Enjoy that freedom. It's if you want to make the same design, you know, stitch the same project as the original design, that's perfect. But you also can play with all the options that you have. And talking about personalization, I finished Tree of Hope by Mirabilia, and I decided to stitch this project different from the original in the sense of the background fabric, because I use a really dark fabric. So the general aspect of the design, it's like a night scene. So yeah. This is my Tree of Hope, and you can see I use Aida 14, a really dark one, and I change the color of the skin of the girls. And it's a totally different design from the original because of that personalization. So you can see, well, the light is a little tricky right now, but yeah, it's it's very personal, and I love to have that chance of choose how I want to stitch my own projects, and how I like to play with different options. And sometimes I love to replicate a design as it is, and trying to use, as as long as I can get the materials and the original flosses or fabric, and recreate the design as it is. But I also enjoy, and most of the time it's much more happy for me have that twist in my designs, in my projects, making uh, changes and making personalization. This year I don't finish this stitch, but I finished this stitch as a project bag. So this is a project that I finished many years ago, and it's in a Aida 11 with three uh, threads of floss. So, and my crosses are stitched in different, orientations. So very 25 years, 30 years ago, Johnny stitcher. But yeah, I love it because it showed me, different style and different taste. And of course, we change our preferences and the way we stitch, and we learn, of course. But I love this project. It's really classic, and I had this in an old frame, and I decided to finish as a project bag, and to have it, near me. So yeah, I always have a project bag, or a stitchy piece in my purse. And I usually, if I'm in the park or in my lunch hour, I take my stitchy and start. So yeah, it's I enjoy to be surrounded by my crosses my flosses and my fabric. But yeah, making a project bag, it's also a great way to finish a stitchy piece. And if you have, sometimes we have many pieces that we don't frame, and we are, collecting them. But I like to see them and to feel them. And yeah, it's different approaches perhaps, but yeah, enjoy the stitchy journey. Another finish and another mirror, and of course another personalization. This is Blossom Goddess, and I changed the features of her face. I opened her eyes and changed her skin color and her hair, and yeah, I really enjoy her. She's such a beautiful design. The the dress and all these colors are so pretty. And yeah, of course, I love changing her face. Having the opportunity give her that like personality feature. Like, hello. I love her. This is a sampler by Old Forest. This is blue hydrangea, and I stitched this in Aida 14, and I use different flosses, silks, perle, rayon. So yeah, sulky also. So yeah, it's really pretty. And I finished the frame. It was a brownish frame, and I added this light coat of paint, and then I distressed it, and it's really nice. I really enjoy the final result. I think it looks really chic and classic at the same time. I don't know, but I love it. And has this texture because of the different flosses used in this project. So yeah, I also finished small things. This is a little scissor fob that I did. We were talking with a stitchy friend. He's from Argentina, and he showed me a picture of a beautiful leaf, orange and red leaf, and he asked me, try to recreate this leaf, not exactly like a picture, but getting inspired by the form and the color. So I decided to stitch this little piece, and also add a lot of specialty stitches and the beads, all around the design. So yeah, it was really fun, like an experiment, and I really enjoyed that. Another project that I finished this year is this little drum. This was a really old whip, almost an UFO. It's called Splendor 4 by the Heart Content, and I decided to because I have like half of the design already stitched, and I don't like the colors anymore. I don't like the combination. I didn't know what to do, so I decided, you know what, it's finished. Just half of the design, and I finished this part to create, a rectangle, and decided to make this drum, and I think it looks really, really pretty. So yeah, another small finish. Also, I participate in a collective project from a French Instagram page, where they ask stitchers around the world to stitch, these little motifs, and you have to send the picture of your motif, and then they create like a little movie with all the picture, and they look so cute. And this is my collaboration. It was really fun, and it's really nice to be part of this community and this effort around the world making these little stitches. So yeah, really happy. And another of my finishes this year is Children's Garden by Lavender and Lace. It's no, by Tolina Garden, and I really, really love this design. I have this pattern from many years, and then I give it away, or I lost it, or I sold the pattern. I didn't know what happened with that pattern, and recently I got the pattern from McKenna, and I decided, I better stitch it. So yeah, I changed again. This is a Lugana 32 using DMC flosses, and I changed the color of the hair of the children, and I added beads in the flower arch instead of the stitches. So yeah, I think they look so pretty, and I love it. I love this design, and you can tell in this project, in special, because the dress, it's like a navy blue, the DMC, and because I stitch with just one thread, you can see part of the background fabric, so the color of the dress is not as dark as if you use two threads, but that's part of the different, you know, aspects of stitching with one thread or with two. But I really love it and I enjoy more the process of stitching with one thread. So I prefer to having my stitchy time with more pleasure. So yeah, that's why I choose to stitch with one thread. But of course, usually or generally you need to use two threads for 32, but it's a personal decision at the end. I made little exchange gift for the Mexican retreat. So I recreate the little blue doll for one of the samplers, and I don't have that piece with me, but I will insert a picture of the little stitchy gift. Another piece that I finished this year is Moon Glow by Nora Corbett, and I love to stitch her. I love the aspect, really, really artistic and really pretty. The more realistic feminine figure, so pretty. And it's full of beads. I use different flosses. I use silk flosses and rayon and CXC flosses, which are polyester. But yeah, I really love it. And of course the color of the fabric is really dark, but I like it. I like how they look against the bright colors and the beads, and I love it. It's a really modern, and I don't know, I fell in love with this design. So I decided again, personalization. And this is a sampler that I just finished 2 days ago. It's from the magazine Samplers and Antique Quarterly. This is Mary Deflefsen, 1892, and I love it. And I really moved by the story of the girl who stitched this. So it's so interesting for me stitching these reproduction samplers, and because you connect with the story of all of these girls and young ladies or even boys who stitched these pieces, you know, centuries ago. And right now you have the opportunity of stitch these pieces again, and you create that connection, you know, between the past and your present, between the story of all these stitchers and your story, and you are creating you know, pieces for the future. And these pieces are going to tell my story, and you know, to bring perhaps joy to the people who see them, but most of it, it's a way to preserve this lovely tradition of stitching and embroidery and needlework. So yeah, I really enjoy stitching this type of samplers. And talking about, you know, connections and community and all this experience, this year was also the third Mexican retreat, and it was, you know, my favorite finish of the year, my favorite project. It took me a lot of months and a lot of work and an effort, and it was so consumed, so but it was everything. It was creating the opportunity to be together and to meet in person so many stitchers, from different parts of not just Mexico, but Latin America, Spain, United States. It was, I was blown away. I was so happy, and I feel overwhelmed for all the love that I received, but most of all for the opportunity of being witness of this this party, this kind of event with many stitchers, have the opportunity of knowing, personally another stitchers, and knowing that this is not just, a little work or a little stitches in our corner, and we are not alone. We are part of this wonderful community. We are teaching for the new generation all this tradition, and sharing, all this joy. So it was amazing, and I did, every year I design and I stitch a little project for the attendees and for the event, and this was the Mexican doll of this year. So yeah, I love it. I love it for all the meaning and all the work and all the love. It's so important for me. Talking about future, I already have my project for this, new year, new start tradition. I love to start new projects on the new year. So I received these lovely cotton hand dye flosses and silk flosses, so beautiful. So I decided to make a conversion using these flosses for my new project. Is this one by Teresa Kogut, Come to the Garden, and I'm so excited to use all these beautiful flosses, and I'm going to stitch it in 36 linen. This is of white, but I will give this a tea dye, really simple and really light. But I love it. I love it. So I'm ready for my new start for New Year. Yeah, I love this sampler. I love Teresa samplers. They are so beautiful, and this was also a gift. So it's the destiny. and my favorite designer, Nora Corbett. This year I also have the opportunity to have a talk, an interview with Nora. I made that interview on Instagram, so if you want to check my interview with Nora Corbett, it was marvelous. It was wonderful. And I also upload the video here in YouTube. So I will put the links for the video in the description box. But it was also a wonderful, memory of this 2022. And Nora finished this year with a beautiful design. It's Nightingale. So I fell in love. I want to stitch her, and I was making, some combination, looking for the perfect fabric for her, and I decided to dye a pieces of Lugana. So I have 3 options. I will need to make the Flosstube to choose one, but I love the 3 fabrics, so it's going to be hard. This is purple pinkish fabric. It's the 3 are Luganas, but I love it. It's very, very pretty, and I think the design will look really pretty in this fabric. So this is option number 1. Option number 2 is this caramel color that it's really, really pretty. You can really see the mottling, but it's really pretty. So in this one, I think the white floss is going to be amazing. It's going to look really, really nice. So I don't know. And my last option, it's a two-color fabric. It's like a blue in the top part and purple in the bottom. I really, really love it, and I wish you can see the true color of the fabric, but it's hard. But yeah, I really love it. And I don't know, I need to check the flosses and put, you know, the flosses over the fabric to make a selection. But I'm really happy. Yeah. So yeah, this is my review of the year. I really enjoy to make this type of videos, you know, to remember my stitches through the year, and to feel proud about the, the work that I did, because sometimes we, as they say, we see only the three, but it's necessary to take a little separation and see the full wood, the all the all the scene. So yeah, sometimes we are, you know, just stitching and it's like a mechanical action, and we have to get back that happiness and that pride and that enjoyment of being an stitcher and being part of this wonderful community, and yeah, feel really, really good of ourselves and our wonderful hobby. So yeah, this is my review for this year. I hope you have a wonderful holidays, a wonderful new year. I'm sending all my love. Please take care of yourself, take care of your family, and I will see you in my next video for 2023. Bye bye.